So what's going through the mind of somebody who is in that sector at this moment in time in terms of, how do you keep relevant? And I'm talking from an individual career perspective. If somebody joins now at the age of 16, 18, 21, 25, whatever the age is, how do they keep relevant in that sector? If somebody's, worked in that sector, how do they keep on top of, themselves in terms of being able to retain and grow? And how do you really? I think the relevant is the word. How do you stay relevant in that particular area?
No, absolutely. And I think it's developing that absolute culture of learning across the organisation. So staying relevant, you cannot just rest on your laurels.
Yeah.
You have to be constantly learning something new, finding out what's happening, being curious about the world around you, being curious about what others are doing. And, we constantly talk about things like bringing the outside in. So although I've said, I've worked for the organisation for a considerable amount of years, you can't stay just focused on what the internal organisation is. You constantly need to be looking outside and getting ideas. And so networking is really important as an example. Being connected on LinkedIn, but constantly challenging yourself to just find out about what is going on. And I think that's the wonderful thing about apprenticeships, because it just builds that love of learning. And, whilst on an apprenticeship, you've made the time to do it, you're 20% off the job learning. So therefore, once you've completed it, it's important to still continue to make that time for learning.
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.